Welcome to Rubin on Point, a podcast about cancer, resilience, and being human. I'm Dr. Dan Rubin, and together we'll uncover the true power of resilience, the strength to recover, adapt, and thrive through life's toughest challenges. Each episode will bring bold ideas, transformative practices, and inspiring stories that redefine what health, healing, and what the human spirit can achieve. And you're going to meet some really cool people along the way. If you're ready to turn obstacles into opportunities and live with greater purpose and courage, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Your journey to resilience begins now. Welcome to the Rubin on Point podcast. This is a podcast about cancer, about resilience, but most of all, it's about being human. And today we're talking about this, what I'm wearing right here. This is a very special weighted vest. You've probably read about it, certain weighted vests in your feeds. You may have heard a friend or a colleague or a family member talking about the benefits of a weighted vest. Okay. Well, we're actually talking to Brent Yates, who is the founder and CEO, designer, developer of Aion Gear, which is this Aion vest that I'm wearing. So, Mr. Brent Yates.
Pleasure to be here, Dr. Rubin.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be able to talk to you. I wear these. I was introduced to these by our mutual friend, Gary Brecka, who is obviously one of my favorite people on earth, and I know he's a partner of yours. Yep. And I guess I can't thank you enough for conjuring the idea and developing this thing, because I've looked into other vests before for performance, but they all hurt or they were lopsided on me. Maybe I don't have the optimal body. But then I ran into somebody very special to both of us, El Fuentes, who's been on this podcast, and introduced me to your work.
Yeah.
How did you develop this?
So really, I think great ideas come from a need. And I think when I realized that I needed to wear weight to kind of maintain muscle and muscle mass, I went about it, and everything on the market, like you described, was, compromised your movement.
Clunky.
Hurt my body. Yeah. It was ugly. It didn't look good. So all the things that we wanted was, for it to be functional and fashionable. But mostly functional was what I was looking for.
What was the need that you were trying to hit, or the gap you were trying to fill? So
for 13 years, I'd lost my health in 2007. At like 47 years old, regained it through meeting Al Fuentes, a trainer here in Phoenix, and met an amazing church as well. And all those things are in the book that I wrote, The Gravity of Up, which went to #1 on the Wall Street Journal in November of 22. Really outlines the story of my journey through losing my health to regaining my health through a lot of people that came into my life. But in 2020, I was doing long drive golf ball contests professionally. I just sold a company.
Where was that?
Florida. I was in the Carolinas.
Nice.
And just started. I just got my tour card like 2 months before I tore my supraspinatus. And so training.
So the supraspinatus, so everybody knows, is not a good one to tear. Super functional. It's kind of right back there. Yeah. Right. It's part of that. What do you call that thing?
The rotator cuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You can say that.
Yeah.
Part of the rotator cuff.
Yeah.
And couldn't remember it.
Yeah. But ultimately I knew that was the end of that career. In a couple months, looking for a surgeon, going through the MRIs, figuring out how to fix it. Like pretty quickly I started losing my body.
Your muscle mass?
Muscle mass was going. I was
joint
picking
pain?
Up fat. Okay. Not so much.
So your body composition
I was losing
down.
my body. I was 60 going, I'm sitting around now for the first time.
And this is what year?
2020.
Okay.
Yeah. And so all that was going really fast. And I was like, all right, what am I going to do? A scuba diver had done some scuba diving, knew that thought process was you get underwater, that neoprene will keep you warm. I also knew how tight it was. So that's where the thought process was coming from. That
how safe it made you felt and how functional that material was.
Yes.
And it's sort of resistant to bacteria or mold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all antimicrobial.
Yeah.
And it was, that was all a process figuring all that out, especially when you started sweating in it. But ultimately we used Ventiprene. If we used just neoprene, because it's 3 layers to also build the weight in, we would really suffocate your body. And we
Meaning it couldn't breathe because it couldn't release.
Yes,
Okay.
because once you get your heart rate up, you start sweating and your body heat goes up.
Ventiprene.
Ventiprene,
Okay.
yes. And so with Al, mostly Al in the thought process of we'll put air pockets up the spine, which
Okay.
is so important that that's breathing, and then through the shoulders, and then all the material on the outside is Ventiprene, which is holes in
Where
the
was
material.
Ventiprene developed?
Well, DuPont developed neoprene in 1936 right here, and it's really made across the world, but ultimately
But it's a DuPont
it's a
invention.
DuPont product, yes.
And it's different than neoprene because of its ventilation capacity?
Yes, but it's very similar. It has the same.
So is it more porous?
Yeah, it's a little more porous.
Okay, but same material.
Same material,
general
still
construction.
neoprene.
Ventiprene. Okay, wonderful. So that's like the base layer, and then you had to figure out like how to distribute the weights, like especially for. I call this the boardroom vest.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if
That's
this
what I started
Okay.
with. Yes. Yeah. So the boardroom vest was, I was getting ready to do some TV through the book, and I was like, man, I can't really didn't feel like I could wear the neoprene vest. I'd be sweating for sure.
Yeah.
On site or in interviews, and I thought, well, I wanted something that looked really good, and if we could make that functional,
Well, you did
then
it. Yeah.
Thank you. So that's where the idea came from. I wasn't going to mass produce it, and then as people started seeing me wearing it, they're like, we want one, and
Oh, so you made one for yourself
I
for
did.
this individual purpose.
I did.
And Al helped design that with you.
he did.
And
Yep.
and this is what you're wearing, what I'm wearing is the
Yep.
product of that. And that was for more function so you could wear it around all day
Yep.
because you're not wearing, right, who's wearing a compression vest?
Right.
And Gary wears this all the time. I mean, it looks like it's, well, hold on, I don't know,
Yeah.
that sounds stupid. Gary
Yeah,
wears
Gary
this.
Brecka wears it like in all his podcasts, whatever he's doing through the day, like always boosting metabolism, always burning a little more calories,
Yeah.
but ultimately you tone all day. Why not?
And when, the discussions I've had with Al Fuentes about it, and you talk about how just using a little bit of weight really helps gap the joints a little bit because they're like, okay, well, I guess, this is your joints thinking. Like, I guess now we have more weight on our body, so we might create a little more space. You're talking about your spinal segments, your knees, your hips. The things that start to really degenerate as we age. And I say, it sounds like you're about 66 years old or so.
65.
65. You look fantastic
Thank you.
and fit and healthy.
Thank
and
you.
like you got your health back.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. It's a quest every day.
Yeah.
When you hit
I agree.
65, 60, like you have to find tools. Biohacker. Gary found us about 7 months after we opened, and his team reached out. I don't know how he even heard about it, but we sent him a vest, and next thing I knew, he just was wearing it and wanted to be a
That's
part
how
of it.
I heard about it too, and then when I met Al, I was like, oh, okay. Then putting these things together, and I instantly started wearing it, and then so right now we're in early 2026. So the summer of 2025, last year, which was when I got introduced to Al, which was when I got my first vest. I trained every day outside or in my garage with no air conditioning, no fan, wearing the vest. And you said, when we were chatting earlier, you said heat, compression, and load really makes a difference. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So obviously the load is key. Your muscular and skeletal, that load is everything. Like that's where you build muscle. That's where you build your skeletal. The thermogenics, like most of us want to have lean muscle and we want to have a toxin flush. What we did was we put all that together with the heat, the thermogenics, the load, and then the compression. Compression is oxygen into your tissues.
Yeah.
And when I saw what happened before I started mass developing the vest was I started to see pictures of myself and the vascular that I'd never had in my life. And so while training, I was seeing the blood flow. And then obviously my body was changing pretty quickly and knew I had to mass produce it.
So when you talk about compression and you talk about blood flow, blood flow and oxygenation. So when we talk about breathing, respiratory rate, and so we're talking about breathing and load that we're pushing out against compression, so it's pushing us back. So diaphragmatic excursion, and you're also talking about your intercostal muscles, and then you're talking about kind of reducing blood flow in a way by introducing the compression so that we have to build those new blood vessels. We get maybe a low oxygen signal in our body, which stimulates a healthy, let's make more oxygen, let's oxygenate those tissues.
And that's really why we didn't have to put as much weight as some people put in it, because of the compression.
Got it.
Yeah.
It is kind of a nice hug when you put it on. There's something about the other one, do we have one? Do we have a compression? Oh, we have one. Olivia, do you want to maybe call up there and see if they can bring the compression vest
Off the mannequin.
off the dummy? Okay, so let's continue talking about the compression vest.
Yeah.
So this one, Olivia, can you grab me that one? Okay, so this is not light,
No.
and this is the one that we wear working out. Obviously, I don't wear this size.
Right.
Was this an XXL?
I don't know.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, but 5% of your body weight is what we've triggered as optimal,
Okay.
not to slow you down. And that was key. When I tested heavier vest, I started to slow down, and that's not what we wanted to do. We wanted to keep the heart rate going. We wanted to keep you sweating. We wanted to keep you moving, ultimately. And if I put more weight on you, you're just going to slow down, or you won't wear it as long. We want you to wear it throughout the entire workout.
so explain to us
Yeah.
some of the anatomy of this compression vest. So you already talked about the air pockets in the back. I see.
Yeah, let me talk about the insides, whatnot. So we talked about the ventiprene, which is the outside layer,
Okay.
which allows it to breathe. Inside of the it's 3 layers of neoprene, but you have a pad with steel slugs in it, and that's the weighting system. And so the pad keeps the steel off of you and gives it the unique looking
So it
design,
doesn't
the
heat
sleek
up as
design.
much.
Not quite as much, yeah.
Okay.
And then we have pockets up the back. Well, this whole pocket, that is ventiprene,
Okay.
allowing your spine to breathe, allowing the whole vest to,
And the
to breathe
strategic
as well.
location of the weight. So it's not all dragging on your shoulders.
Right.
It's not all hanging in one place. And the weights don't move because they're isolated in certain pockets, right?
But the compression, yes, the weight is equally distributed around your body, and the
Okay.
compression doesn't allow it to move. Is the
and
big
then
thing. Yeah.
that's different than a lot of vests on the market that I see, which are they might, like some of the vests where you can add weight and they tend to pull down, and I
Right.
said pull on my shoulders, which actually kind of hurts my neck.
Yeah, right. Yeah, had I not had the shoulder surgery, I wouldn't have probably been as mindful about, oh, that hurts my body.
Yeah.
It was every movement I took, the weight was moving, the vest was moving, and it compromised my movement, but it hurt my body. And every vest that I still wear in a minute hurts my neck. And so,
yeah, and some of the
this,
vests-
because it sucks to all parts of your body, doesn't move on your
And
shoulders.
some of the vests that we've tried also, like the adjustability, instead of sizing them per se, they're adjustable with like shoe strings or shoelaces.
right, which
and
are not functional.
it's not compatible with
Right,
comfort, in my
right,
opinion.
right.
Okay.
It moves on you, and
right. And
yeah.
this vest, when I wear a medium, a men's medium. I'm 5'10", 165 pounds. The men's medium is spot on. And
5.5% to the nose, right there.
wow. I didn't even think about that. And I can't do math that fast anyhow. That said, I'm a runner.
Yeah.
That is my primary sport. I'm a trail runner, and I have taken this on trails, which is you have to work up to it. You
Sure.
can't just increase your body weight by 5% and think your
Right.
knees and your hips are going to like it. But that was what I thought was really fantastic. So it was Al's idea, but he's like, hey, I've done this before. Put a thermometer inside your vest and let's see, how much we can, have the sauna-like effect. Instead of getting in my sauna, I'm in Phoenix, Arizona in the summer, and I'm running outside, at peak sunlight. I could run trail with this.
Yeah.
And I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I know Gary Ruck runs in this too. We
Yeah.
talk about it quite a bit.
Yeah.
And not these vests in general that are out on the market are just not made for that type of hyperactivity.
Yeah.
Maybe relative stagnancy in the gym or doing dips or doing some pull-ups or something. So,
Yeah, most people take them off for half of their workout.
Yeah.
They're really made for rucking. Excuse me. Most weighted vests are made for rucking.
Okay.
Straight line.
Yeah.
And that's all. That's not what I did. I've never rucked. I only get in the gym or I play pickleball, tennis, like you, moving in it. I wanted something I could move in.
Okay, because that's how we are going to get the most benefit. You think about rucking, so if you're moving in a straight line, I liken that as a runner to road running. You're just moving in a straight line. Your feet don't veer position. You're not supposed to. I'm not a good road runner. You get on the trail, and that's a video game, especially if you're bombing downhill, especially in Arizona. You got tons of sharp rocks and tons of rocks in general. And then so you're able to, in trail running, strengthen so many different little parts of your body, not just your mind in a certain way. So then if you're rucking with a vest, you're moving in a straight line, you're not getting all the peripheral balance muscles. Right. But when you're just wearing this and you're bending down or squatting or doing whatever, what you're doing in the gym, it's that 5% body weight increase on all the little guys too.
Yes.
And that's that's the holistic aspect.
We activate your whole body.
You activate your whole body.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is the load.
Yes.
And then we talked about the compression, and then we got the heat aspect.
Yeah.
And so you're talking about toxins and removing those and just plain old cleaning out the system and then replacing it with, you're knocking back a couple H2 tabs during the workout, right?
Yeah.
And you're taking some electrolytes, you're taking some aminos. People also want to know, can we clean this? Because if toxins are coming out, we're going to need to clean the vest. Are people throwing this in the washing machine, in the dryer?
We're not doing that because the neoprene, you would break that down, but it's ultimately going to break your washer and dryer because it's 10 pounds.
Yeah.
So you spray it down, wipe it down. You can wipe it down with Dawn.
You get it out.
Jump in the pool, whatever you decide to do.
Jumping in the pool, yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Stuff doesn't stay, that doesn't attach to the neoprene. So it's moving out and it's aerosolizing and moving out.
Yeah, very true.
Then there's the aspect, like we were hitting upon, about fashion.
Yes.
And for instance, your lovely wife is wearing one of your newest party models.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, your lovely wife is wearing one of your newest models. What's it called?
It's called the walking weighted vest.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we had one for the men, like do everything in this outside of the gym. So we didn't have one for women yet. So that one came out in November of 25. So it's our best seller and remains that to this day.
And it's brand new.
It's brand new.
Yeah. So take us a little bit through the construction of this and the idea behind it.
Yeah. So you asked me about the weighted walking vest. Yeah. And so what we did was we said, we're not going to really move in it, but we are. We're going to do chores. We're going to do the same thing as this vest, but we're not asking you to wear it in the gym. That vest for the ladies is 6 to 7.5 pounds. So we increased the weight, knowing that a little more weight was going to be good if they weren't going to be moving in it too much, and came out perfectly. And it's perfectly balanced. It's polyester, antimicrobial again, and it's beautiful.
Fashionable.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, and there's pockets in it for
storage.
Pockets.
You got 3 pockets, and it's ready to go.
And it's comfortable, right?
Yeah.
Very. Yeah. I love it. It's like a weighted blanket.
It's like a weighted blanket, and you just can. Is it hot too much, or do you like if you're moving around during the day, you don't really notice it?
It's interesting with the compression. So I'll wear that when I'm taking a long walk or I'm doing Pilates, and you immediately perspire. With the walking vest, I don't feel it, but if I've had it on all day and I take it off like right before dinner, I start to perspire. Like my back will feel like it's sweating, but not while I'm wearing it.
Not while you're wearing it. I mean, it just looks like a regular piece of fashionable clothing.
Yeah. I love it.
I love it. I mean, this is like a new genre of just functional wear, not even athletic wear, or athleisure wear, I guess. But I'm dressed for work right now and I'm wearing this thing.
It's performance wear.
Yeah.
And, I think that's where everybody is in space, but they just don't add weight to it. So we made it look good and functional.
What's next for Aion?
More weight, different parts of the body, ankles, shorts, wherever we can weight it. We feel like it's going to be a benefit. Optimally weight it. We don't want to overload you again.
Functional, able to be worn and blends in with your outfits.
Yes. Yeah. Everything's got to match.
Can you talk a little bit about your book?
Yeah. So at the same time that I invented the vest, or started coming up with the idea of the vest, everybody had been asking me to write a book that Christina had met 7 years earlier when I started the process of the book. And she got to hear about, my I'll call it changes that I made in my life, and the people that came along in my life. She got to meet those those people that I'd mentioned, Al Fuentes being one of them, a trainer that I'd met here in Phoenix. I lived in Ohio at the time, but I'd come to Phoenix. I'd followed the Buckeyes in 2002 to Phoenix through one of the bowl games, and I went through a divorce in 2007, and then I went, I became unhealthy really, really fast. We had
a lot happened in that
financial crisis, 2007, 2008, lawsuit. I got MRSA. My body broke down. I lost 50 pounds in about 8 months,
50 pounds.
unintentionally.
Wow.
And my body was breaking down from the way I was living, from all the stress that I was under.
If you didn't turn that around.
I didn't think I'd make it to 50. Didn't know if I'd make it another day. And so came to Phoenix going, there was something different in Phoenix. I knew in '02, the moon, people, the energy. I was hearing about energy, but I didn't know anything about that from Ohio in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. So I came here on vacation and stayed a few months and met people, and people came into my life, which is the title of the book, The Gravity of Up. And that's all
The Gravity of Up?
Yeah, The Gravity of Up.
Wow, that is a true story of human resilience.
Yes.
I mean, that's what this podcast is about, is talking about being a human and resilience. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a story about cancer.
Yeah.
It's just about being resilient.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, we have a gift for you.
Oh.
So one of our favorite biohacks is EMF diffraction. EMF, electromagnetic fields, are those things that we know are around us. We just can't see them. But we know they're there, and they're not friendly to us. And because Aries has been so gracious as to gift us an EMF diffractor called the LifeTune Flex, I wear one around my neck.
Okay.
We've got a Zone Max right here in front of this plant, protecting the plant. Look how vibrant that plant is. This is an EMF Safe Zone Clinic certified. Olivia, you get that. Thank you. Boom. So this is your LifeTune Flex. I can help you put it together. And it's something to help protect you as you go about your days.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for being on Rubin on Point.
It's absolutely my pleasure. Thank you for what you're doing for my family. We are forever grateful.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
For Rubin on Point, this has been really educational and fun talking to the Yates family, and we'll see you again next time on our next episode.
Thank you for joining us on Rubin on Point, a podcast about cancer, resilience, and most of all, about being human. I hope today's conversation inspired you to see new possibilities for growth, healing, and strength in your life. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who could use a little extra resilience in their day. Remember, no matter what challenges you're facing, resilience isn't just about bouncing back. It's about building a life of purpose, connection, and vitality. Until next time, stay strong, stay healthy, and take care of yourself and those around you.